Hey everybody, Josh RV Nerd here at Bishs RV, taking a look at actually a first for this channel, a Western edition build. So this is a Bullet 287. It's a quad bunk where there's like 4 separate beds in the back, which first of all is kind of hard to find, 4 separate individual beds. But it has one of my favorite features. One of the beds flips up and there's what I call an eat and go dinette below it, where there's like a separate table just for the kids or whoever in that rear room. It's something where on a rainy day when everyone's stuck inside, it is going to be your get out of jail free card. And what's cool is it gives you a lot of the function, the space and the features of like one of those big 2-slide campers that has a slide out directly in the bunk room, but it does so at only 6,150 pounds. So this is something that should fit within the bounds of a lot of half-ton towability. Maybe not all of them. And the length is definitely a concern where there's going to be some people who are like, nah, I don't want to tow something quite that long. I totally get it, but to get any shorter, you will lose the private bunkhouse that you find in this one, assuming you want to maintain a full super slide. One of the cool things here is it does have a true queen bed up front. The underbelly is enclosed, forced air heated, power jacks, walkable roof, factory standard solar now with the Keystone solar flex system. Every single Keystone has at least a 200 watt solar package that you could double to expand, and there are all sorts of different expanded options that you can have available, not to mention the fact that we've got some pretty good teams that can customize about anything you want for you. She's carpetless. It's light, but not like super bright inside, if that makes it, like, I think when you see more of it, maybe you already saw our floor plan in a flash as I'm saying that. Oh, this giant pass-thru behind me. It's got like little pegboard things to hang stuff up. There's little features when you just look at the floor plan, you're like, I've seen that before. Maybe, but not with this little icing on top. Let me know what you think about her. Make sure you hit subscribe so you can catch the rest of the bullets that we're firing at you. Now, I think at this point we've got some pretty smart viewers. You seem pretty educated, well in tune, but for folks who are newer to these videos, especially considering this is a Western edition model, keep in mind, you know, we have dealerships, we have locations with Bishs RV all over the place. So this is not necessarily the exact RV you're going to look at. And this is built out of Pendleton, Oregon. The RVs that are built, the Bullets that are built out of, Middlebury, Indiana, they're going to be similar. They make the same model. It's slightly different in a couple key ways. But for the most part, general information that we're providing here is going to hold true on both of these. The vaulted ceiling really opens things up in here, which is nice because it's a 6.5 foot sidewall, but it vaults up almost another 6 inches to be nearly 7 foot tall at the apex of the ceiling there. So it gets things like that centralized air conditioner up out of the way. The color palette that we're looking at here is also something I like. We saw everything was brown, and browner for the longest time. And then farmhouse explosion took over everything. And now we're seeing a lot of like lighter brown, cream kind of tones, different sorts of neutrals. I like that. This is a lighter in the gray spectrum of things, which you don't see a lot of. I kind of like that. Now down here, they are using a carpetless slide that I think a lot of people are going to be really happy to see. It's like a woven material, like a pontoon deck kind of material. It's very like scrubbable, but it does have little nooks and crannies just to like sweep it off with a broom, a little tricky sometimes. Notice that all of our windows are opening up for airflow. Also a dream dinette system. Instead of the posts on the pedestal, you've actually got that like, gas strutted support up down thing, and you can lock it in place. What's nice about that is if you need to push yourself up when you're getting out of the dinette, it's sturdy and secure. And I would call these little secret storage armrests, but if an idiot like me can find them, kids are going to find them too. There ain't nothing secret about it. We're looking at an 8 cubic foot gas electric 2-way fridge because we're out here in Idaho where there is a very large, boondocking, following effectively. 12 volt fridge also available in these, just to give you an idea. We're going to come back and look at, the kitchen in more detail from the other direction. Something that surprised me a little bit though, considering this is a good extended season camper, not necessarily like, a more extreme weather camper, was seeing the floor vents. Floor vents are, more effective at heating an RV, but especially one right there in the middle of the bunk room. I could see some people not liking that. Now, if you're camping when it's not cold, I think the solution to that is you just put something over it. Now, this is what I've seen over here in the bunk room. It's a quad bunkhouse, but it's got what I call that eat and go dinette, where you can fold that down. That could become an extra bed. There's storage below it. And up top, we got the move bunk. Get out the way. You know, because it gets out the way. I need to double check my spec sheets because, guys, I see so many campers. I can't keep it all perfectly straight from just pure memory sometimes. I'm pretty confident you can go 50 amp, and I believe that becomes the vent that is wired for a second air if you are so inclined. I could be mistaken on that. I'm pretty sure that's the case, so apologies if that's not correct. What they do here is brilliant. It's lightweight. It's inexpensive. They just put like a heavy dark curtain over their breeze windows instead of like metallic mini blinds that always get mingled up with the kids. Kids flop, rock, and roll all over the place at night. And by the way, if you're looking for something like a little safety, don't roll out of the bed gate, we can get you stuff like that. That's not a big deal for us. Also, the window down here, same thing, opens for airflow. I'm a little surprised there's not a, oh, see? I said I was surprised. It blended right in. Ah, that makes a heck of a difference. Shed some light on the situation, shall we? Bunkhouses don't need storage because kids don't occupy space, said no one ever. The bunks are 300-pound rated, by the way. I'm going to try to do a better job of spotting those stickers and announcing that. If I ever forget or if I miss, just, check the link in the video description, find the store nearest you that has the trailer you're looking for, and ask your team member to double check that for you. No big deal. Now, like I said when we started our little adventure here, I could see the entertainment center being a point of concern for some folks. I think that the entertainment center is a secondary focus on this model. Now, if you're like, no, I want the sofa straight across from the TV, no sweat. We have plenty of RVs with that, and I'm sure there's other bullets that have it. The TV at least has a swing out so that when you're at the dinette or if you're at the sofa, if you are stuck inside on a rainy day, you could at least have something, facing here. And I love a little shoe garage down there. I also said we would start, looking at the kitchen in more detail. A couple things here. Actually, I want to make sure I don't miss it. There's a pantry like right behind us. There's also doors for easy access to the storage below the bunks. But back to what I was saying, pantry space. Because what we just saw of the kitchen, you saw a couple cabinets. You didn't really see a pantry. You might notice those are adjustable shelves, not just removable, but adjustable. So you can have as many or as few or position them however you want to. With the vaulted ceiling, I can fit in this shower at about 6'3", which is nice because the shower head is on the inside wall behind the curtain right there. So it's at the tallest point of the camper. It works. It makes sense. Even though the sidewall is not extra tall, the effective height of the RV works. And with this being a bunkhouse, it's not uncommon to see bathtubs. I'm kind of more like I would prefer to have a shower rather than a tub kind of person. Everyone's a little different on that. The toilet space, by the way, was not terrible. It really wasn't bad. It's a simple 4-inch fart fan in this one, but as I always say, that is an easy upgrade for us here at Bishs RV. If we can custom build you a whole solar package, we can swap out a fan. It just ain't hard. Remember, you got 2 different fridge options. The cabinetry, all pocket screwed. You see the hidden hinges just kind of smexing up the place a little bit of Tex-Mex, as it were. Also, our bedroom does have sliding privacy doors. So, you've got private sleeping quarters, front and back. And that's really the point of this RV. It is lightweight with a lot of private sleeping capacity. That's kind of what she does. Now, you might be able to get a small little wastebasket in there where all the owner's manuals are kind of hanging out. I am missing something. Oh, yeah, hide-a-bed. That is a tri-fold sleeper sofa right there, too. So if you want to sleep all the kids and their friends, you can have a heck of a little sleepover party in this thing. And then finally, the bedroom. And then we're going to check out road mode before we go outside so we can see the travel accessibility. I think I know how it's going to play out. Every now and then with a quad bunk like this, I've been surprised, though. Again, 60 by 80 true queen bed. I'm going to tell you, you're probably going to replace that mattress. Uh, it's not great. Anyway, one of the things I thought was kind of nice, and it makes sense, but it's a whole front wallboard. You can kind of see the accent up here. Now, these aren't strutted, but struts are an easy thing to add too. That's little stuff that we could do for you. What I really like, though, is the way they did the headboards. That is extremely good, whether you're looking for phone chargers, you want a little light, a fan, a CPAP machine, anything you want. Because notice, there's a little, there's household and USB outlets behind both hanging closets. It's the same on both sides. Then you got the little, loop where you could feed them up through the top if you wanted to have something up there. And a neat thing, the little laundry hamper feature right here. So what you can do is leave a laundry basket actually in your pass-through and just pass your clothes down through there, and then it's, not a problem. They're not in the way anymore. Let's close up the slide. I don't know where I was going with that. I just know it went nowhere. Well, that is a pleasant surprise. Like I said, on quad bunk floor plans, I'm sometimes surprised by the road mode access. They did a good job here, better than I thought. You do need to weave your way around, so you can easily get, to the front bed, to the refrigerator. But I noticed something. Especially if you leave the bathroom door open before you close the slide, which means you also need to now find a way to secure it, whether it's door stops, bungee cords, something, I don't know. It means that you can get yourself to the bathroom, which I did not expect. I also did not expect to be able to take a sideways travel trailer two-step and get back here. This is extremely traveling friendly, and I did not expect that. And that right there, that is exactly why we take the extra time and effort to close these up for you. Hope you appreciate that. If you do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you already have, hit the like button. Or do both, or don't. I can't tell you what to do. It's kind of cool you see a couple cougars over there. That is the, I guess, the next step up in the food chain, as it were, but they start getting bigger, heavier, more expensive very quickly. Again, the weight target on this one is really impressive given the size of the RV. Heavy use of aluminum structures certainly helps that. Also, the hyperdeck flooring that they're using in here. They're using a woodless floor with composite layering on top and bottom, aluminum frame packed with high-density foam. So, the floor is a completely woodless, weight-saving structure. Maybe that's where they're really helping themselves out there. And this is cool to see. Most manufacturers, they don't like to re-engineer stuff once they've already made it. So moving the plumbing into a combined wet bay like this, it's really cool to see that they were willing to take that time and effort. Now, what we're looking at here is the Solar Flex 200 package. This is the base solar that comes on every single Keystone. It's an MPPT controller. It's 15 amp. It's 200 watts of juice on the roof, and you could double that if you wanted to. Now, there are larger packages also available, or we've got a pretty crafty team who can custom about any solar package you could imagine. Basically, as long as you got the budget, we got the people, we got the know-how, we got the tools. Up front here is the Giggy Box. This is basically, it's a waterproof enclosure, battery disconnect. It gets rid of all those ugly relays on the front of the trailer. And as someone who's done this for years, I've seen relays on the tongues of the trailers be not a frequent, but an occasional problem, and usually it's weather exposure that causes that. So now it's all sealed and protected, and when the disconnect's flipped, there is zero parasitic load that comes through that and draining the battery. But the solar connects directly to the battery, so you can disconnect the trailer, always have the batteries charging. That's cool. Now you see the little removable adjustable foot peg right here. That comes with this right here, so that if you want it a little taller, a little shorter, save you a little bit of cranking, although, with the power jack, it's not too awful bad. That can be really handy, though, if you've got a truck that sits a little bit higher. Now we've got permanent solar on the roof. You've also got a plug for portable solar if you want to park in the shade and chase the sun. But back to this pass-through. First of all, that's enormous. It's just absolutely enormous under here. And then there's this. I love this. That little pegboard giving you the ability to kind of change around and reorganize that. Keep some handy things up out of the way. That is just super useful. Now, it's a give and a get, a push and a pull. This has a full set of 4 bunks. That means that it cannot fit a large size outside. Well, you know what? Let's have a debate. Do we call that an outside kitchen because it lacks a sink? Or is this like just a little cooking convenience center? Do we have to give it a name? I don't know. But it does feel like without a sink, is it really a kitchen? I sort of ask myself that sometimes. I guess it doesn't matter. Naturally, down below, we got the propane hooker. Enclosed, heated underbelly down here. These are extended season models, whereas things like the Cougars over here, those will be your like 0 to 110 degree actually tested and proven models. And I come from southern Michigan. I'm in Idaho right now, but we get some nasty polar vortex winters out there sometimes. We have had customers full-time in their Cougars through the winter successfully and, not have problems. Now, there's not a ladder on the back of this one, unfortunately, but there's a ladder on the camper next to me, so I can get you up to the roof. Now, in case you're curious, normally these would have ladders. It's just a supply availability issue right now, and thankfully the roof is fully walkable. But there's just a good look at that big 200-watt panel, and like I said, with all of the real estate you have on this thing, because it is a pretty decent length camper, you could build a monster solar package if you wanted us to do something like that for you. So, there's going to be a couple people like, the entertainment center sucks. Okay, if that's what you're looking for, if you're wanting more focus on an entertainment center, man, we got plenty of that. If you're not super focused on the TV and you're just like, I want a lot of space for a rainy day, I want to be able to sleep everybody, but I want them to have their own room, and I want a nice long bed. 6,150 pounds? It is hard to find something that does all of that at 650 pounds, or 6,150 pounds, yeah. It's very similar, by the way, to the 292 Freedom Express. If you like what you see here, but you're like, I want a big camp kitchen, if you're willing to sacrifice a bunk, we can get that for you. I'll leave links to similar things like that in the video description. And at any time, if you want to check where we have one of these parked or how much we're asking, again, I'll leave you a link down there. You're one click away from always seeing not a ballpark, but an actual figure. We publish pricing. We don't do hidden dealer fees. We just do everything else. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.